Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to Yard Sale Squad. So today I have Emily and Casey with me. I feel like it's a workout video. Like today I've got Jill and Jamie.
Are we doing the modified version?
I had asked on Instagram if you guys wanted to see a video about how to bargain, haggle, negotiate, whatever you want to call it. How to basically get a lower price than what it's labeled for. So we wanted to just tell you kind of what we do at yard sales.
So I want to start off by addressing that negotiating and bargaining can be really intimidating. It can be scary to do. We were talking the other day that we think we've been doing or going to yard sales together for like 10 years. So I feel comfortable now negotiating, but that wasn't always the case. So if you feel really worried, that's okay. That's normal. So I'm going to share some phrases and things that we use to help negotiate. So one of those is, what is your best price? So taking an item up, that's a little bit easier if it doesn't have a sticker price, but even if it does, taking an item up, if you don't feel comfortable paying that price or you don't necessarily think that's fair for a yard sale, to say, what is your best price? What's the best thing that you can do for this item or these items that I have here? So the second one is, would you take, and then offering a certain price. So often at a yard sale, I will take some items up, even if they've said clothes are $1 a piece, or this piece of furniture is $5, and say, would you take $1 for this? Would you take 50 cents for this? Just to see. I might be willing to pay $1, but just to see if I can lower that price anymore. And a lot of times they will take the lower price.
So yeah, those are two things that we use all of the time. I'd probably say that what's your best price? Well, I don't know. I use all of these. I was going to say that's what I use most often.
I think we each have something that we feel more comfortable asking.
Right.
Definitely.
And then I was also going to say, these are not just for yard sales. You can also use these for Facebook Marketplace and for Craigslist. There have been many times where I will send them a message, and instead of just saying, is this still available, I'll say, I'm interested, is this still available, and what is your best price?
So Emily had touched on this a little bit earlier, but you might notice the difference of a yard sale you walk up to where they sticker price everything that they're selling, and those where they don't. Now, if you walk up to a yard sale where they have a lot of sticker prices, a lot of the time they might tend to be more difficult to negotiate with. This is just based off of our personal experience. If you have held a yard sale and you say, hey, I'm pretty easy to negotiate with, I'm sorry. But I will say that especially if you are in go mode on a Saturday and you're trying to hit as many yard sales, get as many deals as you can in a small amount of time, and you're having to skip some and forego some, I would personally skip over the ones where they have more stickers. And I know that's hard to hear because stickers make you seem more prepared and more planned and more thought out. But if you're looking to haggle and negotiate and you go to a yard sale where they don't have stickers, these are typically more so the people that are just like, hey, I want to get rid of this stuff and I want some money for it. And that's when you can give your phrase. Yeah. What would you take for this? What's your best price? Would you take X amount of dollars?
Yeah. Right. So I guess that would be some advice for you too if you are hosting a yard sale or looking to host a yard sale in the future. If I were hosting a yard sale, I personally feel like stickers are a waste of time. People are probably going to try to counter whatever offer you have anyway. Mm-hmm. So it would probably just be worth your time to say, make me an offer. That's probably what I would say. So another really good strategy is grouping items together. I know the last time we were at sales together, I sort of just started making a pile. And I grouped everything that I was interested in together. And it did help that they told us when we walked up, hey, we're willing to make you a deal. It was starting to get later in the morning and starting to get hot, so people are ready to get rid of their items. And so I started grouping things together, and when you do this way, people are more likely to give you a deal. It's just like in any other, in a store, when the more items you get, they might give you some sort of sale or discount. It works exactly the same at yard sales. People they want to move their stuff. So group your items together and then say, would you take $3 for all of this? Or what would you take for all of this? What's your best price for all of this? And you can sort of hear that these strategies that we're saying sort of tend to like intermingle with one another. You know, you group things together, and then how you ask, you know, do you want to say, would you take $3 for this? Do you want to say, what's your best price for this? I did also want to mention, I've really gotten kind of into podcasts lately, and one of them that I've been listening to some is The Lazy Genius by Kendra Adachi. She has an entire podcast about hosting yard sales. And so I thought it might be interesting, since we were sort of on opposite ends of this yard sale world here, to see what she had to say. So she was talking about how whenever you're hosting a yard sale, you know, everybody finds value in different things. And if they're things that belonged to you, they may have a story attached to them. That's part of the reason why I like yard selling to begin with, is because each item does sort of have a story. And this is something I've talked about in the past. But if you do get to a yard sale and someone is a little bit unwilling to move on their price, above all, obviously our number one tip is to be kind, and don't be rude. And you know, you have two options there. You can either choose to take the price that they're offering, or you can walk away from the item. I know I can remember one community yard sale in particular. I don't know if you remember this. We went to this great community yard sale last year, and we had so much success. And we walked up to a house, and a woman had all of her purses and all of her dresses out, and she was selling each piece for $10. If you know anything about yard sales, that is not a good price. Not for purses, not for dresses. And she was really advertising, hey, buy my stuff. I'm selling them for $10. And we just knew that that wasn't going to be the place for us, and we just kept right on moving. If she had something that I was interested in, maybe one of her pieces really caught my eye, I might have offered her a price. But if she was advertising that she thought $10 was a good price for these items, then we probably weren't going to see eye to eye as to what a good deal was.
So I know that Kelly's had some people reach out and say, how do you find prices so cheap on clothes or other items? Because in other areas, yard sale prices aren't the same. So I think once you are going to yard sales a lot and you get a feel for what things in your area tend to go for, it's a lot easier to say, would you take a certain amount? Because you kind of, I feel really comfortable now grouping things together and saying, would you take something? Because I know it's a fair price for the yard sales in that area.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are headed out to yard sales anytime soon, please stay safe, and we hope that these tips will be helpful to you. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do that. Please give this a thumbs up and a comment. That really helps my channel and helps me to know what to create that is helpful for you guys. And thanks so much for stopping by. I'll be talking to you soon.